This particular webcast is a description of how to navigate Moodle. After you've logged in and you've gotten onto the EDAD 566A site, Moodle site, you'll see that you're entered into the right class because you'll see the name of the class and my name and the time and so on. There's a description of the class, and in there is the syllabus and an announcement website. I don't have anything in the announcement website right now, but you should check frequently. Here I am checking, and I have something in there that I did as a test, class 2, and you should click on there and find out the latest information for that particular class. Up at the top we have something called breadcrumbs, and always look for this one. That's like the home page, and it'll take you back. Okay, after the top portion, which is the description of the class, you'll see course resources, and these are the things that you will need for the entire class, not just one particular class. So that's why they're in the course resources section. Okay, under this section we see PDFs, folder, and we see a Word document and a URL. Those are a few of the icons that you'll need. When you have a PDF, it's just a document. When you have a folder, if you open it, you'll see that there are many things in the folder that you will need to do something. Okay, and we'll go back there. So we have PDFs, which are single documents, and we have folders which have many documents in them. And these particular areas right in here are describing assignments. So the directions for assignment 1, assignment 2, assignment 3, assignment 4, and assignment 5 are listed right there. Also, you'll see the case study analysis process format. You'll need to be able to use that whenever we do a case study, and I will let you know by email or in the announcement section up here that you will need to have that particular document with you that day. All right, so if you open, for example, the directions, this is for directions for assignment 2. It'll have a download. I think on your computer it'll be downloaded, and if I open that, it gives me the entire directions for assignment 2, a little descriptor of what it's intended to do, and the steps in order to do it, and resources. So that particular, those particular directions are pretty important for you to have and study. Here's that case analysis format, and it was downloaded, you can see, and if I try to open it, you can see that these are the steps you're to take when doing a case study. Also in this section are there's a Word document. Most of the time they're in PDFs. Single files are in PDFs. However, there might be an occasion, this is not one of them though, but might be occasion that you need a Word document because you may need something in the document that you can actually write on. Here's an example. Assignment 1 has a template. These are all from the State Department, and there's a template form in there that you will need, and you can actually write right on it. So sometimes they were left in Word format for you. Here is a URL symbol, and when you go there, it tells you, it takes you right to the iTube page,
it's another
or YouTube page, and it's a description on how to do something that maybe you'll need at another time. So I'm going to go back. Takes you right to the URL. Okay, after the course resources and the top, then everything will be, the rest of the website is on set up as a class. So we can see that there's class 1, and if you kind of scroll down, class 2, class 3, class 4, class 5, and all the way down to class 10. Now let's take a look at class 1. It'll always be formatted the same way. At the top there's the date. This is the date of the class if you're actually attending it. So Thursday, this is a Thursday then, so it's the 27th. This is one that we came. It will say what class it is, class 1, and it'll let you know if it's a live class, or down here you can see it's an online class. there'll be a theme and a topic listed. And then there's a red line and there's an agenda. When it's a live class, the agenda will be formatted as topics. And those might change because they are live classes, that I might adjust them a little bit and revise them before class actually starts. After the agenda, which is blue, you'll see this red Class 1 activities resources. That means for Class 1, we're going to have some activities and you will need these things. And if you recall, what we did was practice them on the first night. So this particular icon is probably the most important one. It's called the Moodle Discussion Forum. And if I go there, you can see that on the first night we actually practiced 2 ways to respond. One is just to respond, period. You were asked to respond and you are not asked to reply to anybody. But then there's one called a threaded discussion. That means that you are to actually go to, and you're going to use your group. So if I am Billy and a group member is Maria, I might go to Maria's page and actually open it up, and I can see that Maria is in here and I'm Billy. So I need to, because she's in my group, I need to reply to her. And I would maybe change this to reply to Maria. And then I would maybe say something, testing, okay? And if you need to add something, you would go there. But be sure to post the forum. And you can see that there's my test to Maria. And we can delete it, and you can see it's sort of indented. That means that these are all responses to Maria. Okay, up at the top, these are things that do not bother to touch, because even though it says nested, that's the format that we're calling here. These are inside Maria's nest. Okay, even though there's something called threaded here, don't bother with that one. That's not the right form, even though I call responding threaded. Threaded responses. Okay, so we had also practiced a wiki. And if you go there, that's the icon. And if you go there, you recall that a wiki allows people to revise and create a document. The way you do it is you click on edit and you actually write right into the document. It's like a Word document: bold, underline, centered, highlight, and then colors of fonts. And you can adjust it by actually editing and going in there and doing things like that. When you're done, you need to remember to post or save. And then you would go back to the view, which is this particular one. This is what it looks like completed. I could see that maybe I wouldn't want this creating terms way over here. Teams, excuse me, might want it over here. So that might be something I need to look at, is this idea that the way it looks is not, as professional as I'd like it to look. So let's remember that when we have to work together, it's team 1. These are the elementary people, these are the middle school people, and these are the high school people. So they will be working together. So you won't necessarily have Jewel working with Billy, for example. Okay, we'll go back with our breadcrumb. By the way, on Wikis, one suggestion is that because only one person can enter at a time, you may want to go to Google Docs, which allows everyone on at the same time, and then cut and paste the final product to put into the wiki. Okay, practice assignment. And in order to do that, I'm going to have to change my role here to student. And let's say we're going to practice submitting an assignment. I encourage you to make your assignment one giant document versus 4 or 5 documents, so that I can just pull it off as one giant document. And so it says here, add a submission, so you'll add one, and you'll go here to add, and it'll say choose a file, and I'm just going to choose this particular one, LA Times thing here. And then I'm going to write in here LA Times and so on. And then you upload. I'm not going to bother to upload because I really don't want it in there right now. So I'm going to cancel and save changes though if you have it in there. All right, using my breadcrumb, I'm going to go back. Okay, all right, so let's look now at a online class. An online class differs in the agenda. The agenda for live classes is listed as topics. The agenda for online classes is listed as steps. And the reason we do that is it's the idea that you can cross it off or check it off that you've done it. And it's step 1, step 2, and all the way. So there's 7 things to do in class 3 online class. Again, the class resources. So for class 3, you will need these things, and they correspond. So for example, activity 1 is a discussion forum. That's the format. Activity 2 is review both the CDE documents and creating the SPSA. So if you look here, we see that's a reflection. It's a forum, so you have to enter. This particular form does not ask you to respond to anyone, so you don't need to do that. But activity 2, it's review these documents, and this folder contains the actual documents. If we click on there, we can see that those are the documents. All right, going on. I think we were in class 3 here now. Sometimes, for example, the activity form is review. That means you don't do anything except for read it and kind of summarize it or skim it. And but sometimes you have to actually analyze. And if it does say analyze, then most likely you're going to have to enter into a discussion forum. And sure enough, we can see that after looking at these documents, you're going to be asked to post your analysis, and that's activity 4 responds to that particular one. That is basically how the class is organized, the Moodle class. Again, you'll be looking for whether it's live, the date, and so on. You must respond to the online classes by 6 o'clock on Monday, and that will allow your participation grade to be completed. If it's after that, then it's assumed that you did not get online to attend the class. So here's an online class, for example. It's you're supposed to enter it by August 1st. So the days before August 1st, you actually enter it. And so the next class is going to be on August 8th. So before August 8th, the Monday before August 8th at 6 o'clock, you need to have entered the information and done the activities for the online class. And that pretty much covers our Moodle navigation webcast. Thank you for listening.